All right. So welcome to your practice. We're gonna start out with some breathing. So we're gonna take a comfortable seat wherever suits you. And the first thing we like to do is slow the breath, deepen the breath. Okay, we want to be have a calm nervous system for our breathing, and when we breathe deeper in our lungs, it stimulates the nerves that are part of the parasympathetic nervous system. Right, when you do shallow breathing, you stimulate the excitation part of your nervous system. And when you breathe deep into the low lungs, you stimulate the nerves that downregulate or calm the nervous system. Not to mention, breathing slower and deeper just helps that CO2 O2 exchange, and which is also very calming. Okay, to have a nice CO2 balance there. So we're breathing in and out through our nose. And you're going to close your eyes. What you can think about when you close your eyes is the rib cage is in the upper part of the torso, and you've got this diaphragm that lines the base, right at the base of your ribs. And when you inhale, you're pulling the breath down into your lungs. So the belly expands, but it expands because the diaphragm is pushing down. You can actually feel that. Become conscious of that action. Now on the exhale, it'll lift back up to expel the air. Just work now to consciously breathe slowly. Consciously breathe deeply into the lower lungs. This is something that you can feel in your body. Yeah, wonderful. A few more. Just taking this conscious moment to really be present and engage your breath. Slow, deep, and elongated. Good. Now just take a full breath. So you're still breathing deep into your lungs, but you're breathing into all of the lungs, really taking a complete inhalation. When you reach that complete inhalation, just relax there for a moment and then exhale the air. You're just going to keep doing this. You don't have to go at my pace. You're going to take a complete inhale that includes the lower breath. Hold it for just a moment and relax. Relax your shoulders. And then exhale. Two more like that. Breathing slow and into the deep lung first, then doing a complete inhale. Holding it, relaxing the nervous system, the tension in your shoulders. And then release the breath. Often when we try to, in fact, breathe in our whole lungs, a full breath, we tense at the shoulders. Make sure you're staying relaxed. Last one. Good. Let's just do a couple little movement warm-ups, but keep with your breathing. So all you're going to do first is just kind of let your head grow heavy. So the back of your neck becomes long. You do the same breath, deep in the lungs and complete. No tension. You're going to let your head grow heavy, but you're still going to be up, elongating through the back of your neck. So your head is hung, but you're elongating through the rest of your spine. Good. Now from here, just tilt your head over to your left. You can rest your left hand on top of it. Breathe here. Good. That same breath the whole time. Back to center. Elongate through the back of your neck. And then hang your head over to the right. You can rest a hand on top of it. Back to center and come all the way up. Good. Push your hands down against your knees and draw your ribs back so the back of the neck gets full and the low back gets full, pushing out all the air. Then you're going to go ahead and inhale, draw the ribs forward, open the front of your throat, and breathe. Let's do that again. Push down with your hands onto your knees, draw your ribs back, and breathe here so you're pushing the back of the diaphragm, expanding breath into the back of your lungs. Again, try to feel that in your movement. One more time, bring yourself forward, open the throat, chest forward, but not up. Breathe here. Good. Let's come back to a neutral shape and just tilt your body. You can put your right hand off on the floor actually and lean against those fingertips. Open up the side ribs. Try to breathe and expand into your left lung, pushing down the left side of the diaphragm a little more on the inhale and lifting it up on the exhale. Good. Let's come back to center. You're going to take your left hand off to the floor, tilting the body to the left. So you've opened up the right side of the spine. Breathe and fill up into the whole right lung, pushing down the right side of the diaphragm a little bit more. Utilizing that space. Inhale back up. Good. Take your thumbs, go out so the palms are facing behind you, and draw your shoulder blades back. Good. Take a deep breath. And then pull your elbows together in front. If you can, the hands can touch first or second. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Ribs go back when you close. Inhale, open. Chin goes up when you open. Ribs go back when you exhale, belly in. Moving the spine, try to articulate the whole spine. Inhale, moving forward. Articulate the whole spine. Exhale, spine back. Rounding it. Belly muscles engage. Inhale, forward, open. Exhale, rounding back. Two more like this. Inhale, open. Whole spine move, shoulder blades move. Exhale, round. Last one. Exhale. Good. Put the hands back on the knees. Come up to tall. And let's once again hang our head over to the left. You can put your hand on your head if you'd like. You're going to take your right hand. You're going to turn the palm up. Let the arm hang at about a 45-degree angle. Try to feel a stretch from the right ear to the right shoulder. It's passive. You're using gravity to open the pose. Now gently turn your chin a little bit skyward, just a little bit, to open the stretch a little more. Be careful. Good, let's come back up. Tilt the head over to the other side. Rest the right hand on it. Turn the other palm open. Let it hang at about a 45-degree angle. Good, just using the weight of gravity. Breathe here. You can gently start to lift that chin just a little more. Inhale back up. Good. Shoulder rolls. You're going to lift your shoulders up as high as you can. You're going to drag them forward and then let them just hang down. Inhale up, forward, and then relax them down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale up, forward, and relax down. Still breathing deep into the lungs, pushing down that diaphragm. Up, forward. Good. We'll reverse that. So you're going to scoop forward, up, and back. And then soften them down. 2 more. Forward, up, and back. Soften down. Last one. Take a final deep breath here in our opening practice. Feel your spine buoyant and light and upward. Keep this internal embodied awareness as you move to tabletop, hands and knees on your mat. And make your fingers extend straight out from your knuckles. Tuck your toes if you can. You're going to sit back into your hips a moment and let the head drop down just slightly. And you're going to rock forward, shoulders over your wrists. Open the front of your spine, opening the front of your throat. Inhale and then exhale. Sit back a little bit. You can point the toes if that works better for you. Rounding the back or just letting the head grow heavy. Good, Bill. You can do this on your knees if you wanted, hands on your knees. Give yourself a little bit of height or hands on blocks. Yeah, that looks good. There you have it. Inhale forward. Exhale, sit back nice and slow. Just trying to get the whole spine to move. Even though you're moving your neck mostly, the whole spine kind of moves together. You've got your skull, then you've got your neck. There's 7 vertebrae in your neck. You've got your rib cage. There's 12 vertebrae in your rib cage. Just going back and forth, up and down like this as you breathe. Your rib cage has 12 vertebrae. Then you've got 5 vertebrae in your low back, which is just above your pelvis. And so your neck and your low back, they work together. So when we're hanging our head, we're also kind of dropping our tail. Can you feel that? When you hang your head, you drop your tail. So your low back and your neck move together. When you come forward, you kind of lift your chin, you open your throat, you're opening your belly. Let's do that 2 more times. Think of those things moving together. As you hang your head, you drop your tail. This opens the back of the neck and the back of the low back. Inhale, when you come forward, you open the front of the throat and lengthen the belly. These 2 things work together. Good. Find yourself a neutral. Extend your right leg straight back. Extend your right leg straight back. Tuck the toes and kind of push through that right heel, lengthening the back of the leg. Take a deep breath here. And return it back to tabletop. Go ahead, extend your left leg straight back, tuck the toes, and push through that heel, lengthening the back of the leg. And then come back to tabletop. Good. Extend the right leg back once more. Push down with all the limbs except your left hand. Float your left hand out in front. Take a deep breath, tone your core, and then come back to tabletop. We're going to keep moving like this. Stepping the left leg straight back. Push down with all the limbs except for your right hand. Float it forward. Control your mind. Control the action. Keep breathing deep. Don't forget to breathe. Let's come back to tabletop. You're going to step your right foot back. If this time you can step and lift the right leg in the air as you lift the left hand in the air. A little more challenge, but you could also keep the foot on the floor. And then let's come back to tabletop. Let's keep moving, keep breathing. Steady pace. Left leg back, right arm up. And come back to tabletop. Most challenging yet is same side. Right leg back. Maybe put the toe on the ground first and see if you can lift the right hand. Ooh, much more challenging on that core. Good. Tabletop. Extending the left leg back and the left hand forward. It helps me if I really push down with my other limbs. If I really push down with my other limbs, makes it easier to lift the same side. Let's do it one more time. The right side's going to come open and, if possible, up into the sky. So lifting the right leg as well as the right arm. And back down. Try to keep your body closed if you can. It's great that you're opening up your body. You can keep it square. Get a little more tone in the core. Let's do the left side one time. Here we go. And relaxing back down. Good. Just give yourself a moment. Rest your body. You're going to turn, you're going to look over your right shoulder with your gaze, and you're going to kind of, like you're wagging your tail, you're going to turn your tail over to the right as well. So you open that left side. So let's come to the other, back to neutral. You're going to turn your gaze over the left shoulder. You're going to turn your tail to the left as well, opening the right side of the spine. Good. Back to center. Let's go ahead, just outstretch the body. You're going to lie flat on the belly. You're going to point the toes and walk your hands all the way out in front. I'm outside my own camera view here. I'm going to tell my filmographer, tuck your toes, and push your heels back. When you push your heels back, can you see how your knees come off the ground? Good. So when you push the heels back, now stretch your hands forward. So you're getting a little longer in your body. That's excellent. Now take a few deep breaths here, filling up the back of your lungs and pushing down on the diaphragm with each breath. Good. Draw the hands back a little bit as you lift your shoulders up, keeping your arms straight. So it's like a cobra pose, but the hands are in front. Let's breathe here. Long, slow breath. Good. Relaxing back down. Place your hands under your shoulders and let's come all the way up and back to our downward facing dog. Push down through your hands and let your head hang like a bowling ball. When you push down through your hands, it's almost like you're pushing your shoulders forward a little bit. You're not coming into plank pose. You're not coming out of your down dog. But you just think that you're pushing your shoulders forward to help push into your hands. Now stretch your ribs back through your hips. Stretch your hips down through your feet. Breathe. Good. Come on down to a kneeling posture. Knees on the ground. Let's walk our hands back until we're upright. Place your hands on the front of your thighs and just gently lift your chin all the way up to the sky. So you're trying to have a nice straight spine, but just lift your chin. Breathe here. Keep your chest soft. You can even put a hand on your collarbones so you don't lift and arch your spine. Just chest is soft. Open the front of your throat. One more. Good. Push your hips back and come back down, tabletop. Walk your tabletop over to the right edge of your mat. Step your left foot off to the left edge of your mat. Good. Breathe here. You've got a block, you can use the block and take that block and put it next to your left foot. Then you're going to come up to kneeling posture. So you're kneeling, but your left leg is kind of turned out to the side. Yeah, it looks good, but all the way upright. Come upright if you can. See me? Look, wave at Yogi Rich. There you go. Upright. Hands are on off the ground, Jim and Billy. Up. You can do it. You got to remember to support your knee. Good. So it's like a warrior two on your knee. Lift up nice and tall. You can put your left hand against your inner left knee and just gently push that knee a little wide so you feel a stretch in your inner thigh. Good. Turn your gaze and look away from your left hand. Good. Breathe here. Keep that gaze turning away, and now slowly reach your left hand for the block. Or if you don't have a block, you're just reaching it down the leg slightly. Good, breathe here. Your right hand can be on your hip for this one today. One more deep breath. Inhale, come back up. Good, place the hands back down. And let's shimmy ourselves over to the other edge of our mat. Take your right foot and step it off near the right edge of the mat. If you've got the block, you place it near the inner foot. Then you're going to go ahead and walk it back upright. So it's a kneeling pose with your right leg out. With the right hand, press the back of the hand against the inner knee and just gently press against it as you turn your gaze to your left. Nice and slow, slide that right hand down the inner leg. Maybe it finds the block. Breathe. Breathe deep into the abdomen. Try to get the diaphragm to descend and relax with each breath. Good. Come back up. Put the hands back down and step it back to tabletop. Good. Walk the hands backward, come up to kneeling one more time. This time, if you can, you're going to step the left foot forward and then walk it in so it's narrow, like as narrow as you can get it. Don't lose your balance, of course. As narrow as your hips can be. Take your right hand and put it across the outside of your left thigh. That's it. You just gently press it against the knee and now start to bend the knee a little deeper. So it's a much more narrow stance than we just practiced. Bend the knee. Good. Hug the belly muscles into your body and see if you can twist looking over your left shoulder. Good. Come back to neutral. Let's go to tabletop to equalize our spine. Take a moment, find your center. If this is hurting your knee, you can put a blanket underneath your knee. We've got one more side. You're going to walk it back. You're going to step your right foot forward, then walk it to the midline. So it's much more narrow, even more narrow than we normally practice. Left hand goes to the outer leg and can press on the outer knee. As you bend your knee deeper, turn your gaze to the right. Back to center. And let's come down. Downward facing dog pose, everyone. Let's do 3 long, deep breaths, nice and quiet. Really try to feel the diaphragm moving downward as you inhale. Diaphragm at the base of the ribs. Wonderful. Walk your hands back until you're in a forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Good work. Good work. Turn the palms to face the front. Extend your elbows. Rotate the hands a little bit past forward. It's almost like they're turning out. Feel how it opens your shoulder. Listen to the shoulder joint. Good. And tilt your head over to the left. Drop it down and tilt it over to the right. Drop it down in the front, over to the left. One more time, down, over to the right. And come back up. Good, bring your hands together in front of your hips. In one motion, step your right leg back and lift your arms overhead, warrior one. Open the hands and pull the elbows down by your sides. Exhale. And then step back, palms together. One motion. Open the arms as you step the left leg back. Same thing. Warrior one. Open the arms. Exhale as they come down the sides. Palms together in front of you. Practice again. One motion. The hands go forward and up as the right leg goes back. Breathe. Hold the pose. Draw the belly muscles in and back, so we're not arching our spine here. Slow the breath, elongate it. Calm the nervous system. Good, step right back, hands in front by the hips. Second side, arms up, inhale, leg back. Step forward and relax. Beautiful. Take a deep breath. Step your feet about shoulders distance apart. Squeeze the hands against your outer legs. Squeeze the hands against your outer legs and then slide the hands down your legs. Can you feel how it pulls the shoulder blades down your back? Good. Take a moment, focus on your spine. Lengthen the front and the back of your spine as one. Do that in the neck. Do that through the ribs. Do that through the low back. The front and the back lengthen. Even in the hips, lengthen the front and the back. When I do that, it moves my center of gravity a little further back in my body. Just see what you feel. Good, now slide the hands down the outer legs as far as they'll go with legs straight. Doesn't have to be far. And if you want to bend your knees, you can bend your knees, go a little further. Inhale, come all the way back up. Excellent. Good. Go ahead, step your right leg back and turn it out and open about 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Bend the left knee over the heel, covering the pinky toe so you can't see your pinky toe. Good. Take your left hand, place it against your inner knee. Put your right hand on your hip. And now slide the left hand down the inner leg, gently pushing against the inner knee. So that knee is right over your heel. Breathe, breathe. Now turn your gaze and look over that top shoulder. Keep breathing, pressing the outer forearm against the inner knee for stability. Good. Inhale, come back up. Keep the front knee bent. Keep the front knee bent. Good. Now you can straighten the leg. Do the same thing. Slide the the back of the hand down the inner leg. Other hand on your hip. Turn and look your gaze over the top shoulder. Breathe. Feel that center of gravity in the back plane. Inhale back up. Good job. Bend your knees. Step to the front of your mat. Practice feet shoulders distance apart. Press your hands against your thighs. Pull your shoulder blades down, away from the ears. Keep that pressure against the thigh. And move the spine. Make length in the front and back of the throat. Make length in the front and back of the spine in your rib cage. Make length in the front and back of your low spine, your lumbar. That's your belly and low back. And then the front and back of your hips. Good. Feel that continuity of alignment. Go ahead, step your left leg back. Bend the front knee over the heel. Try to keep that same spinal continuity. Place the inner hand, back of the hand, against the inner thigh. Go down along the inner knee. Put your left hand on your hip and turn your gaze over the shoulder. Keep that front leg bent. Lift back up. Then straighten the leg. Go back in, second round. With the front leg straight, triangle. Turn the gaze, looking over the top shoulder. Inhaling back up. Step to the front of your mat. Good. You're going to narrow the stance this time. So you're going to walk over to the right edge of your mat. Have your feet hips distance apart. Good. Now step the right foot straight back so it's still on the edge of the mat. Can you balance here? If you can't, you can step your left foot more to the left, more to the middle. If you can, you're going to get even narrower. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to walk it to the edge of the mat. So your feet are like literally in a straight line. If you can't do it, don't. Find a place where you can still be balanced. But here, with a narrow stance, we get a stretch along the outer legs. First, we bend our front knee nice and deep, slowly. Keeping our hips square. Good. Very nice. Straighten the legs. If you can, you're going to keep the legs straight. You're going to take your arms out in a V and bow. Nice and slow. Use the control to get your strength. Use your awareness to stay focused. Engage in the pose. Breathe deep in the lungs to stay calm. Good. Coming back up. And let's step out of our posture. Walk yourself over to the second side. You're going to step your left foot straight back. If this is a good distance, great. Or you could widen the stance by walking the foot out, the right foot, or walk the foot over to make the stance more narrow. Whatever you want to practice. First, we bend the knee in our narrow stance. Breathe. Looks good. Square the hips a little more. Don't let the hips turn open. Yeah. Straighten the leg. Arms in a V. Ooh, almost lost my balance on this side. Our legs straight, arms in a V. Start to hinge, listening to the body. You can feel the outer, still feel the stretch in all the normal places, but you get a little bit of an outer hip stretch as well with the narrow stance. Inhale back up and step it forward. Good. Turn the feet out about 45 degrees. You can have your toes covering the edge of your mat. Bend your knees. Lower down. Once you're as low as you can get, hover your heels and go a little deeper. Inhale, come back up. One more of those. Bend the knees, go all the way down, then hover the heels, go a little further. Come back up. Good. Let's go to the wall today for our balancing if you'd like. Because we are focusing on the stretches a little more today than the balancing in particular. So if you're using the wall, you're going to face the wall and put the right hand on the wall. Then you'll take your left leg up and hold the ankle or the top of the foot with your left hand. Left holds left, and the right hand would be on the wall. If you're not using the wall, you can have your arm out for balance or on your hip for balance. Good. Notice how when I'm first starting, my knee kind of wings out. I'm going to bring my left knee next to my right knee. Good. Start there. Left knee next to right knee. Now take a moment and lift up. Be tall. Your knees are touching and be tall. Lengthen the front and back of the neck. Lengthen the front and back of the ribs. Lengthen the front and back of the abdomen, the low back and the abs. Good. Keep that. And draw the foot closer to your left hip. If you can't reach your foot, you use a strap. Good. Now, stay upright today. Flex your left toes and kick your heel, your left heel, straight away from the wall or just away from your front body. Straight back. Kick the heel. Holding on, obviously. Holding on. Breathe. Keep the spine in that alignment that you focused on creating, cultivating. Stay with the pose. If you're using the wall, you can put your hand a little higher on the wall. Higher on the wall. And come back to neutral, relax. Deep breath. Second side. Left foot down, right side up. Take a conscious moment. Align your spine, knees touching to start. Or as close to touching as you can. The front and back of the neck, evenly stretched. Front and back of the ribs, evenly stretched. And the abdomen, low back. Good. Draw the foot a little closer to the outer hip. Keep breathing deep into the lungs. Good. Now flex the foot while holding on and kick the heel straight back without letting the spine bend. But to keep the verticality in your spine. A different way of practicing today. So this is, to me, a little bit more integrated for stability in our spine. Really good. Stay with it. Almost there. And release the pose. Good. Good. Tree posture. Same thing. You can face the wall, or you'll put your right hand on the wall on the side of the wall. So you can face the wall or be at the side of the wall. Right hand on the side. Right foot down. We're going to take our left foot up into tree pose. Oops. Left hand can be on the knee. Right hand will be on the wall. If you're not using the wall, it'll be out by your side, so your arms are in the capital A shape. Now focus on that spinal alignment. I see a lot of us, our hips are swinging forward. So bring the front and the back of the neck into alignment, equal lengthening. Front and back of the ribs, equal lengthening. Front and back of the abdomen, low back. This will bring the hips back a little bit in space if you feel it correctly. You feel into that balance. And now control the posture with your breath. Breathe deep down to the base of the lungs. The lungs are inside the rib cage, right where the ribs end. That's where the diaphragm is. It's like an umbrella-shaped structure at the base of the ribs. And it descends when you inhale, making room for the lungs to expand. And release the pose. Good work. Good work. You can change the sides of the wall because now your left hand will be on the wall. And you'll go ahead and take up the right foot. This time you practice the alignment of the neck without my cues. It's the neck, the ribs, and the mid-abdomen. Just go at your own pace. Go nice and slow and try to see how the body changes alignment as you take your awareness there. You can take these same ideas and same principles into other aspects and habits in our lives, how we sit in chairs, how we move in our daily activities, adding this layer of awareness of embodied movement, very preventative for injury. Or we just focus on it very intently during our yoga class. Breathe deep into the lungs. Good, relax the leg down. Excellent. Interlock the fingers, stretch them out in front of you. Have your feet about shoulders distance apart, and then slowly stretch your palms up into the ceiling. Good, notice how the ribs want to pop forward. Let's bring them back in space so that we're perfectly vertical, like we've been working on all class. Okay, now you're gonna extend your elbows and just turn your nose so it's like you're pointing your nose at your right bicep. Point your nose at your left bicep. Back to center. And now reach the palms down, maybe towards the toes. They don't have to get there. Your kind of aiming for the toes. Release the hands, put your hands in the floor, and step back, downward facing dog. Practice that same spinal alignment, that the front and the back of your spine are evenly lengthened. Then come down to tabletop pose, dropping the knees to the floor. 3 push-ups now. You can do these on your knees, or you can extend your legs back to straight. Keep the spine balanced in the front and the back the whole time. So the front and back of the spine evenly open. And see, as you do your push-up, where's the bends and the breaks? Where does the spine come out of alignment? Here we go. 1, 2. Breathe as you move. 3. Often it's the low belly for a lot of people. Sit back and relax. We'll do a couple more in a second. Okay, let's come back up to our lengthened tabletop, so it's like a plank on our knees or full plank. Make the spine balanced in the front and back, even lengthening. Try to feel it in your own awareness. 3 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, and sit back, relax. Good. Let's bring our left knee forward, straight in the middle of our mat, and then cross the midline, pigeon pose. Try to walk your right knee into the middle line as well, so your knees are directly in a straight line with each other. You can just stay here. This narrow pigeon might be enough of the pose. If you want, you're going to walk now the back knee back. Good. Keeping the hands under the shoulders or just in front of the shoulders. Bend your elbows. Bow into your pose. You let the forehead come to the earth. Inhale, come up. Change sides. Putting the right knee straight in front, taking the right foot slightly across. Put the left leg in the midline if you can, and walk it back a little bit if you can. Okay, you always stop. Like once the pose is available, you don't need to go deeper. I promise. If you ever can't feel a stretch in my class, you just let me know. I will add a layer so that you can feel the pose. Like there's no accomplishing in this. Sorry, maybe I'll give out gold stickers one day or certificates, but you know it's not really what we're here for. It's just like, can you find sensation to be aware of? You don't want to push through it or push beyond it or try to jump stages. It's about being present and letting being present. That's the reward. That's the gold sticker. Like allowing yourself to be present. Bow forward. So always practice within your means that allows you to stay present. Inhale back up. Roll onto your hip and swing your legs all the way around. Good. We're going to practice a breathing technique. Breathing technique. So maybe sit up a little bit higher if you'd like, because you want to be able to breathe easily. Place your ankles under your shins. I'm sorry, under your knees. This is called a Kapalabhati, where we passively inhale. Okay, so you're going to push all the air out with your abdomen. And then just by releasing your abdomen, that pulls the air in. This is to really help see if the diaphragm is working here. The diaphragm is going to be pushed up when you pull the belly muscles in, and then when you passively release, it sucks the fresh air back in. Okay, so we'll try a couple rounds, see if you can feel that. You're passively inhaling, you're actively exhaling. Here we go. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Squeeze. Release. Exhale. Release. A little faster. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. 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 A little faster. Exhale. 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 Exhale all the air out. Now deep inhale in and hold. Full inhalation. Relax your face and shoulders. And then relax again. Breathe normal. Do another round like that. Long ones, then some short ones, and then a final deep full inhale, and we'll hold our breath. Here we go. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. Exhale. Release. A little faster. Exhale. 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 Releasing. Exhale. 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 All the air out. All the air out. All the air. Exhale. 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 All the air. All the air in. Hold. release the breath when you need to. Okay, we're going to do another longer stretch here. This is legs up the wall. So today for legs up the wall, you can lay flat with your hips very close to the wall. The other option, a little bit deeper stretch, and I think a little more therapeutic, is to do a slight inversion, where you're going to get a prop, a bolster, or several pillows, something firm, maybe about 6 to 8 inches off the ground. And you're going to place that up against the edge of the wall. When you get that up against the edge of the wall, you're going to get your hips. You're going to get your hips on that prop. I'm going to go on my side. I'm going to lay on my hip, lay my side. And I'm going to walk my body down. So I'm laying down on my shoulders. I'm going to roll myself. Oops, I'm too far away. You're going to roll yourself. Hips onto the prop. You're going to roll your legs up the wall. You can just do legs up the wall without the prop, or you'll have your hips on the prop with your legs up the wall. Then you'll interlock your hands behind your head. Let's give you all a couple minutes to create your setup. If you don't have a wall available, you could actually put your calves on like a couch. And so your thighs are still elevated, but then your shins are kind of resting on a couch, like where you would sit on the couch. Again, the prop under your hips is optional. You're going to practice deep breathing. Good. Breathing low into the abdomen. You're going to start by now rotating your head so you're looking at your right elbow, pointing your nose at your right elbow. So close your eyes and breathe deep. Opening up the lower back part of the diaphragm here. Very calming on the nervous system. You turn your head the other direction. Just keep breathing low in the body. Keep your chest soft. You to relax your effort level. Going easier. Practice more relaxed. Turn your gaze back to neutral, looking up. You can outstretch the arms like the capital letter V. Or you could rest them on your belly if you'd like for a little less shoulder activation. Stay with the breath. Stay with the breath. You can feel it. If you can really open that space at the base of the back ribs, the kidneys and the adrenal glands are right there. And the nerve complex, the high concentration of the nerve complex of the calming nervous system is gathered there. So when that diaphragm breathes low and in the back, breathe into the deep lungs, soothing that part of the nervous system. And slowly bend your knees and slide the legs down off of your prop, wall, couch. Stay low to the ground and come onto your mat, lying flat on your back. Take the right knee into your chest. Walk the left foot, or sorry, bend your left knee and walk your left foot to the middle of the mat, midline. Good. And now stack the right knee on top of the left knee. So it's like eagle legs, but you fell over. Good. Now you're going to lift your hips and just slide them to the right an inch or so. Yeah, now drop your knees the other way to the left. Try to relax and open the right side of your back and shoulder toward the earth. You can even turn your gaze to the right. Keep breathing into that low back where the kidneys are, the base ribs. Slow, soft, deep breath. And slowly lift our legs back up and center our hips. Pull the left knee into your chest. Move the right leg into the middle. Put the left knee on top. Gently move the hips over to your left or an inch or so, and take the knees to the right. Try to relax. Notice how that left kidney, that left rib rolled up off the mat. Try to calm the musculature. Let it sink. It's not going to reach the mat, but let it sink back toward the mat. The shoulder might get back to the mat. You can take your gaze to the left, and you're calming the breath into the low back. Bring the legs back up. Bring both knees into your chest. And if you like, you could separate the knees or even separate the knees and from the inside of the leg, hold the feet. Happy baby. Pointing the feet a little bit towards the ceiling, at least aiming towards the ceiling. Sending the thigh bones toward the floor. Easy. Breathe. And release the feet to the floor. Outstretch them on the mat. Open your arms out comfortably. And rest. Stretch your body. Roll to the side and take a seat. Namaste. Thanks, y'all.